Page, what's going on? I hope y'all had a good week. You know what I mean? Supreme the Almighty back in the building. Gotta give a shout out to the sponsors, of course, Snow Goons, Creative Juices Music, London LeBlanc Magazine, Elite Sound International, all my peoples, yo. Check out the fly gear once again, you know what I mean? Goonsgear.com. Check it out, you know what I mean? Check out the shirt once again, you know what I'm saying? These are still out, you know, go copy it. We got the homie Ivan the Terrible on tonight, you know what I mean? Try to get him up in here real quick, but once again, week slash weekend, you know what I mean? Peace. Yo, Ivan, I'm trying to get you up in here, man. Hit that request button, bro. Peace to everybody coming in once again, yo. We got the homie Ivan the Terrible on the show today, yo. Shit's going down. Look, make sure you check out tomorrow, yo. We got By Kill, Bowman Records. Make sure y'all check out that new Snow Goons video too, man. Featuring the homie Reek the Lost Cause. You know what I mean? That shit's dope. You Ivan, hit that request button, bro. And then you'll be able to hop in. Once again, peace and shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? There we go. Yo, peace, brother, was good.
Peace. How you doing, man? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
All right. What's up, man? How you?
Chillin', man. It's nice to finally meet you, bro. You know what I mean?
Likewise. Definitely.
Word,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Chilling, man.
Thank you
Chilling,
for
yo.
thank you for inviting me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean? We need more dope artists like you in the world, man. You know what I mean? Definitely.
I tried, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough out there. Everybody want to be an MC. Everybody want to be producer. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But we tend to separate the fake from the real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed.
No doubt, no doubt. But I guess let's hop right into it, yo. So Ivan the Terrible, man. Why don't you tell them where you from?
I'm from New York, man. The Bronx. You know, the Bronx, New
No
York.
doubt, no doubt. Where
Yes, sir.
First question, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure you asked this before. Yo, peace, Lord Gamma. Yo, where did you come up with the name? I mean, I know of the history of the title, but did you base it off that character or that person, or did you kind of take it another way?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of backstory to it, but basically, the name was suggested to me by someone. And I took it and ran with it, and flipped it for other definitions, if I could say. But the backstory is, I mean, it's a long backstory as far as history and things of that nature. Um, Ivan the Terrible, basically, when you research and look up the actual man, the actual person, um, he was a quote unquote person of color from Russia.
No doubt.
And there's icon images and relics to validate that. I mean, paintings are nothing new. This is not something that just started. You know what I'm saying? People have been painting, portraits of people and keeping those records for centuries. So yeah,
I mean,
So there's a whole nother backstory with there's a whole nother backstory with the name and the involvement of other people I was running with at one point in time that, you know, that's why more days is I am terrible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I still keep St. Ivan, you know, for the sake of, you know, that's how a lot of people know me, but it's I Am Terrible. Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, we gonna teach niggas today. them niggas is go check out their social studies shit. Go back real quick and learn about the history of Ivan the Terrible, man.
Right.
That is definitely a dope ass name. First off, second off, I
Thank
already
you.
know of the person that you're referenced with, and
Right.
it is a very high title to hold. And I will tell you this: you hold it well. So you know what I
Thank you.
mean.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Salute the brother Terror Van Poo, BX home team. What's up, brother?
Peace, peace. Yeah, he's in a. I seen him pop in a couple of streets, man. I appreciate your support, bro. Straight up.
Yeah,
Um,
he's dope too. He puts in a lot of work, man.
yeah,
A
I heard
lot
good
of
things
work.
about him, yo. Word.
Yeah.
But so when did you start emceeing?
Professionally,
Hmm,
it's 30 years now.
nice,
Since I was 17. I'm 47 now, so
nice.
yeah. Yeah.
Survive. You feel like you
Been around a lot of people and all that, and you know, a
yeah, I
lot of
was gonna
things.
say, man,
Uh,
you've been out here. You know what I mean? For people to not know, or at least have an idea about you, is just stupid because you've been out here. You know what I mean? Like, been doing all types of videos and shit. Like, I've been trying to keep up.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. At this
Yeah.
point, is no longer for um goals that I had like when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's just pure passion and you know, just I guess in a celebratory way, you know, thanking thanking the Almighty for the skill set. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And to still
Yeah,
be able to
nah,
do it.
indeed.
Yeah.
You feel that was kind of your transition, was like, you know what I mean, from like a barbarian like Ivan the Terrible to now more of a positive role model or something like that? Like, you feel like that was kind of a transition?
Nah, because in reality, um, if anybody's followed my career as far as music is concerned, it's always been from a standpoint of consciousness or from a standpoint of enlightenment, you know, trying to share information and share wisdom and build. I mean, that's the whole premise of hip hop. I mean, again, of its purest form, that's always been like the premise of hip hop. It's always been utilizing your voice to pretty much share information.
Dude, you're right about that, yo. I was actually segueing into what I was going to ask you about, like the latest project. 'Cause I did listen to it. Yeah, I do see exactly what you're saying. Because a lot of the titles did seem that way too, like really getting in depth with the music and whatnot. Now with the album itself, where did you come up with the title?
The latest project, Ethereal.
Yeah,
Um, Ethereal basically um, deals with the celestial realm, you know, like with the heavenly realm of the heavens, celestial. And that's pretty much where my mind has been at, you know, these past few years, like heavily. It's always been there, but more so now than ever. You know what I
no
mean?
doubt.
And, you know, um, try to bring that diversity to lyricism. You can still be hard and talk about righteousness.
Yeah, you can still be hard, still be relevant, and still, you know what I mean? Like adapt
Hmm.
and still be yourself at the same time. You know,
Yeah,
not sell yourself on shit.
hard doesn't mean talk about um hard doesn't mean, you know, gangster and shoot this one, kill that one. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know, doesn't mean that.
Yeah, that's where I feel like a lot of misconception is because a lot of people think like to be the hardest nigga or whatever, you gotta be holding guns and selling drugs. Like
Hmm.
I look at it from a different standpoint. I look at it like it's a form of respect at the end of the day. You're gonna stick to what you know. You're not gonna be bullied and pushed around for what you do. And
Right.
you know what I mean? You're gonna do anything necessary for family, your kids, etc. Like that's what my definition of being hard is. Like being a man.
Yeah.
Like not you know what I mean, not a thug, not a gangster. I mean that shit is cool when we're younger, but you know what I mean, we grown ass niggas now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's the whole premise of maturing and transitioning from one phase in life to the next. And sadly, again, I'm 47. I don't know how old you are, but if you already lived a certain lifestyle and you already came up a certain way, and to have not evolved and to have children, to be a parent, is just, again, there's no judgment. I stand to the same judge as anybody else. There's no judgment, but how can you talk about behaving or conducting yourself a certain way and you don't live that way?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're in a position where you have a voice to influence. And if you're an elder, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
I mean, that's where a lot of
that's
us
why I
abuse
stand
our
with it.
power. You know what I mean? A lot of us abuse the power because we're older and we feel like because we're older, we don't have to tolerate shit. We don't have to this and that. But I mean, there's a certain line between patience, boundaries, and all the shit. And at the end of the day, being a teacher has always been part of the plan. It didn't matter how young, how old, whatever, because you're going to learn, you're going to adapt, you're going to influence. So a lot of us get kind of caught up with that. I feel like because we older now, it's like, we don't got to teach shit. We've been through it. We don't need it. But you know what I mean? We teachers though,
Nah,
man.
you bear responsibility. There's a duty, man.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's a saying out here that is like so cliche and is always said, if you know better, do better.
Yep.
Doing involves action. So it's just a lot of talk. If you know better, do better, then you're supposed to show better. You're supposed to lead by example.
Yep. Exactly. Yo.
You know what I mean? So, like for me, like again, just looking at how the game is right now and how the involvement of music, the youth is running it, and we may not like what they're doing. It don't sound familiar. It don't sound what we used to hearing. And to be honest, a lot of it, I don't really care for really, to listen to. But sometimes I do listen, and some of them do be saying some things. Like it's just a different approach in how they're delivering, their rhyme, their cadence, their patterns, But some of them do say things, just not exactly what we're used to hearing because we have a certain preference. You know what I mean? And especially being from New York within the boroughs, it creates a certain bias, where you are hard on other areas because of what they may like as far as a preference in a beat. You know what I'm saying? And that's mainly for the purists. You know what I'm saying? For people that's like, for the pure art form of that quote unquote, that boom bap.
Yeah, yeah.
But the kids are making money. So you got people from our generation that have pretty much, adapted this. You can't beat them, join them. And for me, like, again, this is me. And nowadays with the climate is kind of sensitive to give opinions because as soon as you give an opinion, you a hater. People think you're talking about them indirect, and it's just crazy. So sometimes the best route is just to be quiet. But for me, for me, I cannot do what the youth do, even though I can. When I say I can't is what I mean by that is I refuse to do it. I refuse to it. That's them. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And if everybody's doing that, then there'll be no avenue and no lane really for anyone to quote unquote share information, enlighten, because everybody's so caught up in getting lit. Everybody's so caught up in, the glamour and glitz.
You know what it is though, man?
There's got to be balance. It's got to be balance.
There doesn't. You know what though? As I'm learning, as I get older, man, I'm learning that we did a lot of dumb shit as youngsters. You know what I'm saying? So these youngsters are gonna do a lot of dumb shit too because it's part of the
Mm-hmm.
package. Because it's the way of life. Whatever you, it's the circle, the everlasting circle. So, but at the same time, my whole point on it is not, oh, they just dumb. It's more so they need to have a future too. And the way the generation is, everybody motherfucking broke. You know what I mean? Everybody broke. So it's like, how are we supposed to pass on success, knowledge of how to be successful if most of us are still struggling? You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of, it's a catch-22 with that line of hip hop and real life for a lot of these youngsters. I mean, a lot of them talk about cars and shit. They ain't got no cars. They can't even drive a car because they're too young. And then, you know, they talk about doing all types of weird drugs and shit that I ain't never know about. And so I fucking heard about it through a record. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Well, I mean,
but
that comes from the commercialization of the music.
yo,
So what's popular is what they gravitate to because that's what's being played all the time. That's programming. So this is what's giving them that influence to want to do that, to get the cars, to get the jewelry, to get the drugs, to bust their gun, to have this, you know, type of female. You know what I'm saying? That's the influence. Even with the women, to have this type of dude. That's the influence. That's what they're constantly being indoctrinated with all day on the radio. And it was always balanced. See, we come again, the era I come from, you had street lyricists, you had dudes that talk about the streets, like G-Rap, for instance, is the epitome of the street.
yo,
But he had balance. He could make a song like Erase the Racism. He could be on joints like Erase the Racism. He could be on joints like Don't Curse. It was balanced. If you listen to his album, the first album, it's a diversity. You listen to the second album, it's a diversity. There's even messages.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't just all, you know, the mafioso, shoot 'em up, bang. It wasn't just that. It was balanced. You had artists with the balance. It was always, it seems like that was attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like that was attacked to eliminate that.
I mean, there's always a hidden agenda, especially for us. I mean, always, always for us, because
Mm-hmm.
we ain't making the government no money. So at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about us. And on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely ain't gonna help us. They definitely ain't gonna give us a hit. But if it's just these other niggas that's, you know, paying them taxes, doing
Right.
this and that for their hip hop, they gonna get sponsors fucking everywhere. Even if they got their ass hanging out. If they paying taxes to the government, they out there. They millions of views and fans and shit's wild.
Right. So they're not able to do certain things that independent people do. And that's one thing I do admire with the youth, that they figured it out. They figured out how to do it on their own and make their own money and have a sense of a positioning of control. You know what I'm saying? Where the people with the money basically have to surrender to them or meet them at a certain point in order to negotiate. So in that aspect, yeah, like you can learn from them in that aspect. So with that being said, if you're of a certain age and you know better than do better, then if you're an artist, you should be able to display that through your lyrical content. It's got to be some type of substance. It's got to be some type of direction.
Yeah,
Especially if you have the honor and the badge of being a quote unquote elder, somebody that's older. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, pretty much. I mean,
If you're independent, you can do it. You really have no hindrances. You have no excuse
yeah, you ain't lying.
if you're
Yo.
independent.
You was not lying, bro. Like, I mean, that's why, regardless, man, hip hop, people just say, oh, it's just hip hop. It's just music. Nah, man, it's a part of life, man. This shit saved a lot of lives. You know what I mean? It shit saved a lot of lives, kept a lot of us out of prison, kept a lot of us from selling drugs and doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? So, do we take it serious in the culture aspect? Yeah, of course, because this is our heart. You know what I mean? Like, we put our soul into this, and we're raising our kids off of our hip hop. So, you know what I mean? I raise my kids off my hip hop. If they want to listen to that other shit, do what they got to do. But at the same time, I'm not going to let them fall victim to that shit. Like, you know what I mean? That brainwashing shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to put them on the real knowledge and shit. And that's how a lot of parents need to be now. That's where we fall in victim to shit because we letting shit happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You letting your kids watch hours of TV and they watching some bullshit. You can't blame no one with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I sit in with my kids when they was younger through this process. I watch the TV with them. Like, yo, what the fuck is this? What are my kids watching, yo? You know what I mean? I turn that shit off. Nope, you ain't doing it. You ain't gonna sit here for
Right,
hours and watch that shit.
right. And again, with on the topic of the music, is like that all day, every day with the music, the same song being pumped every 15, 20 minutes on whatever station you're listening to.
I mean, they did it
So
to
yeah,
us
the
too, though.
independent route,
You
huh?
know what I mean? They did it to us too, though, man. Because I don't know if you remember all them commercials and every 5 minutes, yo, go get the new Jay-Z album. Go get the new Jay-Z album. Go get, you know what I mean? They did that shit to
Well,
us too.
that was a little bit later on, like in the late '90s, like '99, going into the 2000s, and this this new wave of things from prior had changed. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
If you look back to the early days of the commercial radio stations in New York, they played a lot of underground stuff.
yeah.
Like
No
for instance,
fucking way.
like Shook Ones was always getting played
Yeah,
on
it
that
was.
station all the time. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Hmm.
it just swayed. It just swayed. It changed up. You know. But yeah, the independent route is is the best way. And sadly, even with that, that's starting to get them commercialized too. And a lot of politics in the underground as well too. Sadly,
Well,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I mean, like I
So
said, there's different points of the game, bro, and that's why I think people just don't understand. You know what I mean? It's either
Mhm.
you in hip hop for the culture, for the brotherhood, for the family, for the whatever you want to, you know what I mean, etc. Or you in it for the money. You can tell who's in
Right.
it for the money. 'Cause the ones that are in it for the money are the ones that are going to charge you millions of dollars for bullshit, or the ones that are going to sit here and pay for streams and all this extra shit because they want to make money back. But when there's cats like you that want to pass down the knowledge, stay true to your hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell the difference between real hip hop and motherfucking rappers, yo. You know what I mean? Not to put it that way, but
No, it's a fact. You can tell who's in it for, like you said, the love that's for the passion, and you can tell who's in it just for a check because they'll do anything, they'll compromise anything to make sure they get paid. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But again, if it was if something like that was if it was in the cards, if that was something that God intended, then that would have happened for me 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So that's not the case. So I'm still doing it, and I haven't sold no records. I'm not gold. I'm not platinum. I'm not even concrete. I do it for I do it for I do it for the skill set, like to show the gift that I was blessed with. You know what I mean? Simple as that. And for the passion of it, and still being able to have a voice, you know, maybe someday, down the line, eventually somebody will catch on. It's always about at least just one person hear it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. About one person hearing it. And if it was the help, then, all praises. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I mean,
But
that's why I do this show, man. It's because I feel like there's so much talent that's not seeing the light of day the way they should. You know what I mean? Because from listening to your music and knowing about you for years, you've always been on top of your shit. You've always been very thorough with how you handle shit. And the songs is crazy because you got some real dope ass boom bap beats, and you're also putting teaching and you're putting some dope shit to it. And I always
I
looked at it like
appreciate that.
an artist that's able to do that is something special. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people can't do that. They can't find a balance. So everything has to be a battle track, or everything has to be a pop track, or you know what I mean? They can't separate or balance it. I like how your album it balanced a lot of shit because like you had dope beats, you had some semi laid back shit, and then you had the straight in your face shit. So I
I
mean,
appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you.
let me ask you this
Appreciate that.
question, you. Off that album, do you have a favorite track?
Yeah, on Ethereal, yeah, I got a couple. I like Parables. Parables
Yeah.
is crazy. Transcendent is another one that's crazy, which, hopefully, God willing, in the next month, I might be shooting some visuals for that.
Nice.
And right now, just my focus right now has been this joint project that I got with my brother Don Street, called Terrible Streets. That's the name of the
Nice.
project, and by the grace of God, releasing that joint March 27th, 2022. Terrible Street.
They could actually check him out your album too. World's Gone Mad. You had him featured on it. And
Right.
that shit's
Yeah.
hot. That shit's hot.
Thank you,
Parables, yo, the beat on that shit was really different. Like it was different for me, man. It's kind of trippy, but it had like a nice boom bap feel to it. The way you
Thank
was
you.
rapping on it was just perfect, man.
Thank you. Yeah,
was all-
I've been doing all the beats for my projects now. Since What If, the project before that, and I did another project, Heavy Pressure Tax Day, where I did all the production as well. So that one, What If, and the last one, Ethereal, has been all
So
my
you
production.
produced those joints?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
crazy. Man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know who produced them. Like I kind of was just listening, just vibing and shit. I really don't. I try not to go too in depth with songs until I listen to the whole entire album type shit. But that shit's crazy. Yeah, every beat on there was fucking flawless. And I was like, yo,
Thank
who
you,
made
man.
these fucking beats, bro? I'm like, yo, these beats is fucking crazy. The track
Thank
is
you,
on
man.
point.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
that
bro.
shit's crazy.
Thank you, man.
Lost in Thought, that shit was crazy. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
It was shit. And the Eulogy. I like the guitar in Eulogy. I don't know why, but that shit kind of really drew me in.
Thank you, man.
So,
Yeah, I'm not pressed to keep up with the Joneses, man. How dudes is making projects once a month, every 2 months, every 3 months. That's cool. I'm not pressed for it, man. I feel what I'm saying is too valuable to just keep saying, just throwing anything out. I come from an era where, again, those that's familiar, where a salute DJ Brizzle Trill, peace.
Peace.
I come from an era where you got a new album and you sat with that joint for like a year. I remember when Unfinished, when Strictly Business came out, and you heard the album and you just kept playing it over and over, and Unfinished Business came out like a year later. You know what I'm saying? So you was anticipating, waiting for the new EPMD joint. You was anticipating, waiting for the new Gangstar joint. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like once a year, once every year and a half. You don't get a chance to live with music and listen. And now it's so oversaturated with the technology. Everybody basically can have their own studio in their home. You see, I got my own joint in my home. I do all my stuff here myself. But you're not, people that's being sold this equipment, they're not being, there's no background check on them to see if they actually get busy. And if the music is going to be good, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a dream.
Bro. I be getting
Everybody
tired
got
of
a
them
dream.
niggas. I be getting tired of them niggas that got the home studio. The shit be looking like motherfucking like a spa type shit, like real ill, but they don't ever use it. I'll be like, yo, give me that shit then. Let me that shit for a weekend, yo. Like, see what happens. That shit is crazy, man. All that money going into all that equipment and that people don't use it. It's like killing people.
Yeah.
What do you use to make your beats?
I got an Akai MPD 226. I use Fruity Loops as well. I got an old program I use that still works for me, Cool Edit Pro.
Yo, you still use that shit? That's crazy.
Yeah. I use that to chop. I use that to chop a lot of my joints. But for me, less is more, man. For me, less is more. If you know how to use the little bit you got, it'll sound like a whole lot is going on. You know what I mean? So that's how I move. Salute to everybody that uses a whole bunch of other stuff and rocks out. Salute. for me is, less is more.
I think I've tried about everything except Reason and Garage. Like I got FL Studio. I used the MPC Beats program.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? All that shit. And Cool Pro, Cool Pro, I used that shit way back in the day, yo. That for vocal,
Yeah.
all that shit. Acid Pro, all that. That's the ill throwback. That shit's crazy. You still using that though? But it was a pretty user friendly program for what I could
Mhm.
recall because I had 2.0 and it was very easy to use that shit.
Yeah.
Which version of FL Studio do you got? You got the recent one?
Nah, I'm still rocking with 9.
Yo, that's crazy, bro. I still use 9. Real talk. My boy's like, yo, you gotta get the new one. I'm like, nah, fuck that, yo. The one I got.
It ain't gonna be that much of a difference, man. I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the saying, right?
Pretty much.
As long as
man.
the same result is given, so it is what it is.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro, they don't know. All that flossy shit, the new FL Studios. I don't need all that shit. I don't even need the sample packs. Give me the motherfucker. Just give me the program, the step sequencer. I'm straight, yo.
It's to each his own, man. In regards to that, everybody got preferences. It's not really no end all be all. You know what I'm saying? To what you need to use to get the job done, as long as the job gets done. You know what I mean? So that's my preference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, anything that works, man. Like, don't
Mhm.
be on try to be like everybody else. It ain't gonna work out. It might work for a little bit, but if it takes you out of your comfort zone, it's not working. There's no point.
Yeah,
Complete fucking
and I'm
waste of
glad you
time.
said that. I'm glad you said that because that's what it seems to be like. A lot of dudes is doing, a lot of artists are doing today based on what they see is being popularized. Yeah, I mean, again, even in the underground, like there's a certain sound that has become popularized that a lot of people's using. So you see a lot of people flocking and gravitating to that wave. You know what I mean? Again, then there goes the diversity because now everybody sounds the same. In the commercial world, they sound the same. It's like a run-on sentence, and now that's going on in the underground as well. It's like a run-on sentence because everybody's trying to match the commercialized, popularized sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this project that I'm focusing on right now, that I got with Don Street, Terrible Streets, is not. I can't. There's nothing I can say about it. You just gotta hear it.
We don't get no sneak peek, no.
Nah, there's nothing that could be spoken about. You gotta hear it.
Let me ask one question then. I don't know if you can answer it,
Yeah,
but are you
yeah.
producing the whole entire joint?
Nah. I did like 2 joints on it, but the rest is from a couple producers that Don Street actually had got tracks from.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you, Don is another seasoned veteran that's been around, and there's dudes know about Don too. And he got me by a year. He's 48. I brag about our age, man. I ain't hiding nothing, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, word.
And he's a monster. He got me. We was talking about yesterday crying. I was crying on the phone like, yo, you got me there pushing that. You got me pushing this pen heavy. Like, I gotta at least match you. I gotta match you.
What it's all
And you
about.
you are not gonna outshine me, bro. You can't. I gotta match you at least. It has to be to the same intensity. No, he's the brother's a barbarian. This project is like a very, very heavy sparring session. Like we pushing each other to extreme limits. Let me see your skill.
No doubt.
So I can say confidently like this joint is problematic. Terrible Streets, March 27th, 2022. Don Street, and I Am Terrible. Yeah.
You guys gonna have features on there too, or is it just gonna be the duo?
Nah, it's just me and him.
Nice. That's what's up.
It's just me and him.
That's what's up.
Just me and him.
That's good. I'm glad you're doing your thing, man. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I always felt you were dope. You know what I mean? That's just my basic
Thank you, bro.
opinion. Yeah, like I said,
I appreciate you.
everyone I bring on the show, bro, is people I respect, people I feel deserve the shine, and those that I overall respect. You know what I mean? The hip hop as people, as whatever you want to call it. Like, and the point of the show is to build with people that I've not built with yet. You know what I mean? And at the same time, we get info off of it. People can respect you as an artist and see your content, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what this show's all based around, positive vibes. So that's why, you know what I mean? I brought you on, bringing whoever else I can from around our way too. In New York, man, we don't get enough shine the way we need to with our
Appreciate it.
MCs. So you know what I mean? So definitely
I
appreciate the time.
appreciate that, bro.
I definitely appreciate
Thank
the
you,
time,
man.
bro.
I hope and pray your platform excels, man, and word, man. I appreciate it. It's a every opportunity, you know, to have a voice to express yourself on somebody else's platform outside of your own is a blessing. You know what I mean? So now people that follow you be familiar with me, and vice versa. People that follow me be familiar with you. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the whole science of networking. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Exactly, man. So, but yeah, I mean, definitely. So, if anything, man, maybe after you got to drop that joint, we run this back.
Yeah. I'll talk to Don about it, and yeah, maybe we could do something with both of us. We get on here and talk about the joint, maybe preview some joints when it's done. You know, work on something like that. But yeah, it's already. I got like 2 more joints I gotta finish. He gotta send me like 2 more. So in total, it's like I think 5 or 6 left. But all the beats laid out, everything is done. It's in the works right now, getting mixed. Once everything is done, mastered, and then March 27th, beware. I'm telling you, terrible streets. I'm telling you, this joint is different. It is different.
When that shit drop, just tag me in it, yo, so I can push that shit.
I will, definitely, most definitely, man.
No doubt. But yo,
thank you, my brother. It was a pleasure, man. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt. Yo, we gonna chat in a second, yo.
Oh, there go my brother Alcatraz. Alcatraz is a monster too, man. His production is intense, serious. He's a problem, bro. He's a problem.
No doubt.
I did a whole project with him, The Underworld, about like last year or the year before. Problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dope producers, man. There's a lot of dope producers that don't get the recognition they deserve, and you know, he's one of them. He's crazy with it. If you ain't familiar, check him out.
Yeah, I don't know if they can follow him from in here, but yeah, follow Alcatraz. Definitely make sure you follow Say Ivan the Terrible. You know what I mean? Like everybody's tuned in and everybody sees the video afterwards when it goes up on YouTube. Everybody just following the shit. You know what I mean? Support goes both ways, man. Fuck the bullshit with the whole like buttons and shit like that. I want to see more share buttons. You know what I mean?
Word, talk about it. I appreciate it, bro. www.iamterrible.life. That's www.iamterrible.life. LIFE. Check me out. I salute you, man. Appreciate you. Peace to everybody that tuned in and checked us out, man. Salute.
No doubt. We'll chat in a second, bro.
Peace.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody that was supporting and tuning in. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie guy, the Terrible, yo. Make sure you check out his albums, man, and all his shit, yo, because he a good dude. He got nothing but fire, and he produces his own shit, too. So, you know what I mean? Make sure you tune into that. Definitely make sure you check out the new Snow Goons in the Dark joint on YouTube. You know what I mean? Shit's fire. Shout out to all the sponsors once again. Snow Goons, of course, Creative Juices Music, London the Block Magazine, The Sound International, the usual suspects. Tomorrow, tune in, man. We got the homie Vakil. You know what I mean? That shit is going to be dope. Maybe he'll spit some bars for us. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to check y'all. Y'all have a good night.